If you've spent any time at all in the wellness world lately, you have definitely heard the buzz about castor oil packs. I mean, they seem to be everywhere, right? Hailed as this traditional remedy for a whole host of modern ailments. But what exactly are that? And maybe more importantly, do they actually work?
Okay, let's just dive right in. What is the deal with these things? Today, we are going to unpack this entire trend. We'll look at how you can make one yourself, we'll explore all the claims, and, this is the crucial part, we're going to see what the science has to say about it all.
So, at its core, the idea is actually incredibly simple. You just take a piece of some absorbent cloth, you soak it in castor oil, which, comes from the seeds of the Ricinus communis plant, and you place it on your body. The whole theory is that using a pack like this allows for a deeper, more sustained absorption into the skin than if you were just, say, rubbing the oil on by itself.
Now for the fun part, the practical part. If you're curious about trying this, making one at home is really straightforward. So let's just walk through exactly what you'll need and all the steps to take. Okay, here's your shopping list. First up, the oil itself. And a little pro tip, a lot of practitioners suggest getting a hexane-free version. Then you'll need some unbleached flannel, a bowl for soaking, some tongs to keep your hands from getting messy, scissors, and a piece of plastic to cover the pack. A cut-up garbage bag works perfectly. The process itself, well, it's kind of like making a little oily lasagna, if you can imagine that. You'll cut a few pieces of flannel, pour your oil into a container, and then, one by one, you'll soak each piece. Use your tongs to lift them out, let the extra drip off, and then stack them up neatly on your plastic sheet. The goal here is saturated, but not, a dripping mess.
Okay, so to actually use it, you're going to want to get comfortable on an old towel first. Trust me, you want to protect your furniture. Then place the pack wherever you're targeting. The abdomen is a really common spot. Cover it with that plastic sheet, and if you'd like, you can add a hot water bottle on top for some nice, gentle, soothing warmth. Then just kick back and relax for about 45 to 60 minutes before you clean up.
And here's a great little tip. You do not have to make a new one every single time. Just pop the used pack into a covered container like a glass jar and store it in the fridge. Our source says you can reuse it up to 30 times. You just have to add a little more oil every now and then to keep it saturated.
All right, so we know how to make it, but why are people going through all this trouble in the first place? Let's switch gears from the how to the why and explore the pretty wide range of health issues that these packs are supposed to help with.
And yeah, the list of uses is pretty long. People use them topically for skin things like sunburns and rashes. But then, the claims get much bigger, targeting digestive problems like constipation, easing joint pain from arthritis, providing relief from endometriosis, and even some pretty bold claims about supporting liver and gallbladder cleansing.
Okay, this is the moment we've been waiting for. We have all these popular claims, but what does the scientific evidence actually show? Let's try to separate what people say from what's actually been researched.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting when you see it side by side. For constipation, there is a study suggesting it can help, but it just reduces the symptoms. It doesn't increase frequency. For joint pain, the theory makes sense because of the oil's components, but there's no specific research on the packs themselves. And for that whole liver detox claim, well, the source is pretty clear. There's just a lack of scientific support for that theory right now.
And this just brilliantly illustrates the nuance in the research, right? Let's focus on that constipation study for a sec. The packs didn't act like a typical laxative. They didn't increase the number of bowel movements, but they did improve the quality of the experience for the people in the study. It's a subtle but really important distinction.
So there is a scientific reason for some of these claims. It's not just made up. The magic ingredient, so to speak, is ricinoleic acid. This fatty acid makes up about 90% of castor oil, and it has known anti-inflammatory and pain-relieving, that's analgesic, properties. This is very likely why it can feel so soothing on sore joints or irritated skin. But hang on, before you run out to buy all your supplies, we have to talk about safety because, just like with any wellness practice, it is absolutely essential to know the potential risks and who should probably just skip this one.
Okay, everybody, please pay close attention here. This is a huge safety warning. Never, ever heat your pack in a microwave. The oil is flammable, and that combination of oil and cloth can actually catch on fire. So please stick to a hot water bottle placed safely on top.
There are also some really clear situations where you should just avoid these packs. The source states you should not use them if you're pregnant or breastfeeding, mainly because the effects just aren't well studied. You should also steer clear of using them on recent injuries or any kind of broken or irritated skin like cuts and scrapes.
And for anyone trying this for the very first time, a patch test is an absolute must. It's so simple. Just rub a little bit of the oil on your skin, wait 24 hours, and if there's no redness or irritation, you're likely not allergic and you should be good to go.
So, what's the bottom line here? This really sums it up perfectly. On one hand, we know from actual research that castor oil itself has real proven benefits. It's anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, and a fantastic moisturizer. But, on the other hand, what we don't know for sure is whether putting it in a pack is an effective way to treat internal conditions. That link is still missing solid, widespread research.
And honestly, this is the most important takeaway of all. While these packs might offer some soothing, maybe some temporary relief from mild symptoms, they are absolutely not a replacement for professional medical advice or treatment. If you have a chronic condition, please talk with your doctor first.
Which kind of leaves us with the final question, doesn't it? Are castor oil packs a genuinely effective soothing tradition, or are there more profound benefits, maybe a case of wishful thinking, powered by the good old placebo effect? The answer? Well, it probably lies somewhere in between. But now you have the facts to help you decide for yourself.